step with your right foot and just step the rest of the way up into Hame, like that. Shiko is a way for us to move while we're in a kneeling position. You want to keep your back straight. Your toes should be active, like that. Basically, you take a step forward with one foot and pivot your body a little, like this. You can also walk backwards in Shiko in the same way, pivoting backwards. Sometimes you can turn when you're in Shiko. You're going to step forward and then pivot on your knees. Bring your knees together, like that. Just like that. Don't go over my shoulder, I roll around my back. I let my feet come up in the air to help dissipate the power of the fall. So down, and back up in Hame. We also do forward rolls. In a forward roll, you would step forward like that. There are two types of kokyu undo. Funakogi undo. You get into Hame. This is sometimes called a rowing exercise because it's like rowing with a one-oared boat. Okay? You have your foot in front of you. Transfer my weight to my front foot, about 2/3 of my weight to my front foot, and I extend my arms out in front of me, fingers pointing down. Then I transfer my weight, 2/3 of my weight, to my back foot, pulling my hands back. Slight angle going forward, almost straight coming back. Should almost feel a bounce at the back of your neck when you do this. The second kokyu undo is ikkyo undo. Here, you're in Hame again, and you want your arms to move easily and rock easily from the shoulder joint. As you transfer 2/3 of your weight, just like before, onto your front foot, you open your fingers up. As you transfer your weight back, you make a fist, starting with your little finger first, until it closes. It opens and closes. Up, down. There's also a slight rotation of your arms. It isn't just straight like this. It rotates like that, and down. Up and down, up and down. There are various entering and turning movements that we do in almost every technique in Aikido. Okay? First one is called a tenkan. All right? In this, I'm going to pivot off of my front foot. I'm going to make a 180-degree turn. Like this. When you do this, any tenkan is always preceded by a little arimi motion. So you take a little bit of a step forward and push down with your fingers. Then as you curl your wrist, you pivot around that point. So the tenkan is a fluid movement. Also, another way of moving would be arimi. There's two ways of moving arimi, primarily. Suriashi is when I slide forward with my front foot. I take a step and I draw my back foot with it. But I don't just go straight like that and stay in the line of attack. I pivot slightly out of the way, like this. Almost always when you move in, you're bringing your hands up to ward off any kind of strike that might be coming at you. Sugiashi is the second way of moving forward. In this case, I'm going to step with my rear foot, but also pivot off the line. Always into a balanced position, where your weight is equally distributed on both feet. A third way of moving is when I combine those two movements with an arimi and then a tenkan at the end. In that case, I step forward and then I turn. Anytime I move in, my hands are coming up, and then I pivot. When you do this exercise, try not to be thinking that you're doing it by stepping with your feet. Then you can become wobbly. Like that. Just think about turning from your center. Everything stays low, and I move from my center. Fourth way of moving is tenshin. This is when I move backwards to get away as an attack is coming in on me. It's almost like a backwards tenkan. So in this case, I take my front foot, I bring it all the way around my back foot, and I change hame. In this case, from migi hame to hidari hame. Sometimes, when you're doing it in succession, here, you might take a little step with your back foot. Just make sure you don't step forward and do it. Then you're staying in the same place. If I step with my back foot, it's a little to the side and back, this way. Also, I'm stepping into gyaku hame. When I do that, I want to bring my hands up in front of me, step forward, and strike relatively close to the ear. Don't just walk in with your hands behind you. You could be kicked or hit too easily. Always have it that your hands are in front of you. I raise my hand in front of me, step in, strike him, and pivot slightly out of the way. The third basic attack we use in Aikido, striking attack, is called shomanuchi. Here I'm going to hit him right on the top of the head. In this case, I'm going to step into ai hame. So I'm going to step forward, raising my hand up, and strike Keith with my hand blade right at the top of his head. Tai no Henko is a technique we use in Aikido, an exercise really, to learn to move around someone's power or someone's grip. Okay? In this case, we're going to be in gyaku hame katate tori. He's going to grab my wrist like that. Okay? So instead of struggling with him and trying to pull him, I'm going to move in, pushing. If I go against his force, I'm going to push down as I move in, down. And I'm going to curl my hand and pivot around that point. So it becomes, at this position here, I have to have I want a feeling as if I'm holding something very heavy in my arms, like this. So I can't be pushed out of this position easily, okay? My partner, Uke, wants to keep his grip. If he allows me just to break through his thumb and forefinger, I can just hit him. So to stop that from happening, when I start to threaten that grip here, he drops his elbow, he bends his knees, he drops his hips so that he can maintain a grip on me as I make this turn. Kokyu-doza is a practice or an exercise that we usually do at the end of every class, and it incorporates all the principles of Aikido in it. Me, as the nage, as the one who's attacked, I want to learn how to get under my partner's center. I want to learn how to take them off balance in a circular manner, and I want to show how to immobilize them in a structured position. He, as Uke, wants to be able to attack strongly, but then follow my movement so he doesn't lose his grip, and take a safe fall onto the mat. Basically, you get across from each other like this. I bring my arms up parallel to the ground, and I'm going to lean forward from my center with extension as I rotate my arms a little, like this, here. It's almost a 45-degree angle, out and up, like that. Then I lead him out and around. I bring a knee towards his upper ribs, and one hand is by his wrists, and I just extend out like this. I'm up on my toes, so if he pushes against me, my toes just push back against him. Show you from the other angle. Closer. Right here.